Okay, so today we're going to go over exponents, but prior to exponents, I'm going to do a very quick warm up with you. Okay, so what I would like for you to do is I would like for you to solve this problem in Edpuzzle. Okay, so the first warm up problem is going to be x to the fifth, y to the sixth, divided by y to the second. Okay, so please take a look at this problem and put your answer into Edpuzzle. The next problem, problem 2, will be y to the 7th divided by y to the negative 8th. Again, look at it. Remember your rules that you went over with Miss Grasso and Miss Harris. And then the final problem for your warm-up will be j to the 5th and k to the 2nd divided by j to the 8th. Okay? So remember, these are your 3 warm-up problems that you have, and all 3 of these problems will need to be answered into Edpuzzle. So today what we're going to look at is we're going to look at what happens when we want to raise exponents to a power. So what do I mean by that? So what I mean by that is I have x to the 5th power, and I want to raise that to the 3rd. So going back to your basic exponent rules, where we had 2 to the 3rd power, you remember that that means that 2 has been written down 3 times. So here, you're going to raise x to the 5th power, and you're going to write that down 3 times. Going back to your exponent rules, okay, that means that I'm going to add 5 plus 5 plus 5. Well, when I add that, I get 15. Now think about how I got 15 and take a look at your numbers. Okay? So if we wanted to do another problem, okay, we would say y to the 7th raised to the 2nd power. Okay? So we would say this is y to the 7th times y to the 7th. So again, going back to those rules that you learned with Miss Grasso and Miss Harris, we're going to say 7 plus 7 would give us y to the 14th. Now, you could do this, you could write it down and as many times as it tells you to, but what happens when the numbers become bigger? So this is just 5 and 3 and 7 and 2. What happens when I have, let me get a blank slate for you. When I have y to the 20th raised to the 8th power, that means that you're going to write y to the 20th 8 times. Well, that's a lot of writing, and you don't have to do that. So the rule is that you can take this 20 and this 8, and you can multiply it together. Okay, so you get y to the 160. So in your Edpuzzle, you're going to have questions that say y, and I'm going to use a little caret symbol, okay, raised y to the 5th power, and I'm going to raise that to the 20th. Okay? So all you have to know is you got to multiply. So this becomes y to the 100th. Okay? Anything that you raise to a power, you're just going to multiply the numbers. So what does this look like? Y to the third raised to the negative 10. Well, we know 3 times negative 10 is 30, but what kind of 30 is it? It's negative. Okay? So we get y to the negative 30th. Remember, as a review, we don't like negative numbers. So we're going to take a 1 and put that y to the 30th on the bottom. It's just as simple as this. You want to make sure that you're multiplying these two numbers. Really quick before I let you go, let me do one more quick problem to make sure you understand what's going on with this lesson. It's very simple. So I'm going to say I'm going to do y to the 7th, x to the 5th. I'm going to raise that to the third power. And then, just as a complication, I'm going to put x to the 16th. Now, the first thing you want to do is solve your power notations first. So this becomes y to the 21st, because we just went over what to do with that, 7 times 3, x to the 15th, divided by x to the 16th. Now you can start solving the way that Miss Harris and Miss Grasso taught you. So the y to the 21st is going to stay on top. Okay. You know that 15 minus 6 will need to be subtracted because you're dividing. So it becomes x to the negative 1. But we can't leave it like that. We can't leave it as a negative 1. So what are we going to do? Okay, what are we going to do here? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to draw us a line. That y to the 21st will stay on top, but that x to the negative 1 will go on the bottom. Okay, and so this is your final answer to that problem. If you have any questions, contact me or any of your teachers, and we'll be more than willing to help you. Thank you.